All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and infinite glory unto our Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Hakwadash. All right, Yahweh being the name of the Most High, who the world ignorantly calls God. All right, Bahashem meaning in the name of Yahweh Shai. All right, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Okay. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who taught us this truth. All right. Our elders who are diligently working. Shalom to you few sisters that are watching, you know, shalom to you brothers. All right. Staying strong in this truth. All right. And today, we got some, hopefully we can get into that's gonna be edifying. All right. And just get into some scripture and show you the true motives of this devil. Okay. So this lesson is entitled The Red Pill or quote Red Pill Movement will be used to forward Bible prophecy. Okay. Now, matter of fact, let's go ahead and get 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. All right. Because, we can see.
I got it.
Okay, Con. Let me pull it up on the screen too.
Con, you want me to share my screen or you want to
Oh
share
yeah,
yours?
no, if you could, Baba Kashar.
Con, I got you.
Yeah, because with the things happening, in the earth right now, we gotta move circumspect because we can see this man is lurking around. He's circling the the fight, ready to jump in. You see, ready to attack. And by that
You, s-
man, I'm speaking of the so-called the white man, the rulers of this society, the elite, as you could say, you know. Yeah, 2 Corinthians 2 and 11.
Con. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11. And it says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
Right. So yeah, we shouldn't be ignorant of Satan's devices, man. Okay, because he's gonna get an advantage. All right. We can see this red pill movement lining up to isolate and directly categorize the men of the Lord. Okay. Men in general, but masculinity in itself. Okay. And just a forward Bible prophecy, man. Okay. Uh can we get Revelation 12 and 10
Con.
just to prove that, you know?
This is Revelations. You said Revelations 2 and 10
Uh
or 12
yeah,
and
yeah,
10?
12 and 10.
Okay, Salaki, bro.
You all good.
This is Revelation chapter 12 verse 10. It says, and I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our God and the power of his anointed or his Mashiach. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night.
Right. The accuser of our brethren. All right. Pretty much that's gonna be the Edomites, okay? Specifically Amalek. All right, those that have accused us, have accused the Israelites, you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, okay, have put you, and we're gonna get that word, that accuser, all right, um, and put you in a box, labeled you, all right, and these terms, right, that are floating around the internet, right, such as red pill, such as um alpha male, such as masculinity or toxic masculinity, those things are going to be used to forward a narrative, all right, to forward a persecution. You see?
Mm-hmm. Can I get a preset for you, bro?
Mm-hmm.
This is Psalm 64 and 2. I'll read two through four, or two and three, or two through five, if that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It says, "Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword, and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not." And this is the point of verse 5. It says, "They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them?"
Yep.
You got it, bro.
Yep. And that's what the leaders of this society is doing. All right. They're setting up traps. All right. To shoot at you in private. Okay. To put you in a category, to get you caught up in a cause that's ultimately going to go nowhere. All right. Because at the end of the day, if it's not thus saith the Lord, a movement of thus saith the Lord, then it's not going to be anything to stand on in these coming times. Okay. All these red pill, all these, black pills, and that's what we're going to get into that. And, but all these movements, they're going to fail you. All right. And it's really behind an idol. All right. But we'll keep going. Yeah, if we could get that word, accuser. As a matter of fact, can you read it one more time and we'll get it?
Come. This is Revelation 12 and 10. It says, "And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now has come salvation and strength in the kingdom of our power and the power of his anointed. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before Yahweh Shem Yahushai day and night."
Yep.
Let me get that word real quick. This is that word accuser. It says Strong's G2723. Categoreo. It says to accuse before a judge, to make an accusation of an extrajudicial accusation. So
Yep.
like an
That
accusation.
yeah. That category, categoreo. All right. To
Mm-hmm.
put you in a category. Okay. What do they have? They have what the what's the government affiliated tag that everybody's on. Pretty much the
Mm-hmm.
docile is separated from the middle, the middle ground where they might do something if you may be a so-called conservative, you kind of on the fence of actually making the cause in the uprising versus the staunch, like, left or right wingists or quote unquote extremists, right? The yellow, red, and the I forget how they actually code it, but they have you in a category, man.
Mm-hmm.
You see, I'm talking the CIA, the government. You know, that's what this devil is planning. All right.
Yep. Yep. Can I read this for you?
Mm-hmm.
This is the definition of that word accusation. It says a charge or claim that someone has done something illegal or wrong. The action or process of accusing someone. And some of those similar words in the thesaurus is allegation, charge, claim, right? Indictment, right? Incrimination. You got it, bro.
Mm-hmm. No, that's facts. At the water, because that's what this this current ruler is doing. Okay, he's pointing the finger when he's committed the crimes. Okay, it's a setup. All right, so
If I can get
yeah,
a
what?
quick one for you, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, sir.
Yep.
This Proverbs 17 and 15. You can hold it. You can take it, break it down. It says, "He that justifieth the wicked and condemneth the just, even they both are an abomination to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua."
Mm. Can you read that one more time?
Got you. This Proverbs 17 and verse 15. "He that justifieth the wicked and he that condemneth the just, even they both are an abomination to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua."
Yep. Because these movements and the persecution behind them, that's going to lead to it's going to gather a large following, because what Esau has is the media, all right, the influence to control a narrative, to control and cover up certain things, and use clips and edits to make him seem, or make other people seem, as irrational, illogical. All right. To show He shows compassion where he wants to. All right. If you hadn't seen so, watch the news. You know, that's the power that this man has been given, because as it says in Job 9:24, right? The earth was given into the hand of the wicked. Right. That's who controls these outlets, all right, of media and information. You see, and that's why it's coming off. It's about to be cut off. It's because of all this uncovering of information. Okay, so yeah, I want to share my screen, because we're gonna get this video. And if y'all got any points, just stop it. But I'm gonna let it roll for quite a bit. So let me see. Okay, y'all let me know if the sound is good. If anybody's in the comments or watching live.
Last week, I delved here into recent data from the CDC suggesting major problems with regard to the mental health of our adolescents, surges in depression and suicidal ideation, especially true for our girls. This week, I found cause to worry about young men. This headline from The Hill, it caught my eye. Most young men are single. Most young women are not. The story reported that as of 2022, Pew Research Center found 30% of U.S. adults are neither married, living with a partner, nor engaged in a committed relationship. Nearly half of all young adults are single. Now, look at these numbers. 34% of women, twice as many, a whopping 63% of men. What explains that? I pulled the Pew study and I read with interest. Turns out since 2019, the share of single men who say they're looking for dates or a relationship has declined from 61% to 50%. In 2018, 28% of men ages 18 to 30 reported they'd had no sex in the past year, compared with 18% of women of that age. The Hill report said men in their 20s are more likely than women in their 20s to be romantically uninvolved, sexually dormant, friendless, and lonely. They stand at the vanguard of an epidemic of declining marriage, sexuality, and relationships that afflicts all of young America.
Now, look, this subsection, or this subgroup of citizens, all right, men in the United States that are not receiving affection. You see, that have felt like their American dream has been taken away from them. All right, what do niggas make inventions for? Why do niggas get haircuts? What makes a man go to work in the morning? It's really box, bro. A lot of I'm talking about the average, you know what I'm saying? The average person, right? They're not receiving affection, right? It says they're less likely to have, they're friendless, all right? Lonely, all right? This is a major problem uh to get young men motivated, man. All right, that's a major uh a problem, and it's going to cause a decline of America. All right.
I got a precept real
Among
quick.
the causes, among the
Oh, okay. Kind of.
Salakia.
Sure. No,
This is
yeah.
Khan, you got it.
No. Go ahead.
This is Genesis 2:18. And it says, and the Lord God said, it is not good that man should be alone. I will make him an helpmeet for him. Right. And when you read this, this is going back to the beginning. You know what I'm saying? When the Lord brought Adam and Eve together, but this one scripture, says a whole lot about, the dynamic between men and women, right? Ultimately, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, when he created Adam, all right, who, through the spirit we know as Yahweh Shai, the first created spirit in the universe, right? It can be extrapolated out into all the men on the planet Earth. So if it's not good for him to be alone, right? It's not good for any man really to be alone like that. Yahweh Shem Shai didn't create the earth, didn't create this entire, creation and all that it entails for man to just be alone his entire life, especially not, in the age range of 18 to 30 when he's in, really his prime physically, to spread his seed, you know what I'm saying? But due to the rulership of Esau Edom, due to, the culture that he has created, you have a large majority of men out here who have a lot of pent up anger and frustration towards, women. And I think, that's what the brother is touching on. But I just want to get that precept real quick, bro.
God, no, that's a beautiful point, because you can't deny that the human, or right, the the creation of the human, we're supposed to be social, man, social beings, you know. But I got that word alone, and it's literally bad, bad. It's
Wow.
it
Wow.
says alone by itself, right? Separation, apart, you know, parts, limbs. Um, yeah, man. To be alone, that's a bad deal, man. All right, and that's going. We're gonna see. Um, that's gonna be the leading reason of why people's hearts are gonna wax cold, right? Because what's the, you know, what's the reason why people start to lose their mind? Because they have nobody to vent to, they have nobody to comfort them. You know, that's what does it say? Uh, did it say 50% of men? You know, I can't remember the number, but we're gonna go back to the video. But yeah, that's another great point, bro.
I could hold a quick one for you real fast.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick. This First Ezra chapter 4 and verse 26. It says, yeah, many there be that have run out of their wits for women and become servants for their sake. Many have perished, have erred and sinned for women. So the point I wanted to get in that was the 26th verse. And basically it says lost their mind. And that's what ultimately is that's what happens when a man, you know what I'm saying, is not able to have no box. You know what I'm saying? Men go crazy. And I want to add too, Esau, he's his NWO is actually geared towards basically destroying life, or basically like destroying family structure. And how do you do that? By way of feminism, and then all these ideologies pushing out. So basically, he's basically destroyed the way a family works. So now, if a man even wanted to get a woman, it's hard to even deal with a woman now because of feminism and these different things he saw pushing out by way of the New World Order that he's pushing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the average American has felt like that's been taken, right? Because like you said, even if they do get a woman, they have a family, right? Esau has come up in the house and taken the woman up out the house and put her on the streets, right? Gave her benefits and pay her to do so, right? Pay her to cause, all chaos, right? And that's why this is going to be used as fuel for the fire, man. Fuel for the American people, especially men, because men are the ones that are, they're the ones to make a change in a society, right? To go, whether it's going to war, causing outright riot, you know, they're going to be the ones on the forefront of any movement of a destruction of a society. All right. Specifically young men. You see? So you see the cards aligning. All right. Let's get back to
One
the.
more quick point too.
Mhm.
You said something real heavy, brother. Like that's what Esau did. Esau took away the head. He destroyed the head of the household. Because like, that's what the man essentially is. A man is supposed to be like, the men are the leaders. When you take away the leader, the head, guess what? The body falls, and that's what happened to the family structures amongst Israel. Esau
Yep.
basically destroyed the head.
Mm-hmm. Yep. See. All right. Let's get back to the video.
And relationships that are vanguard of an epidemic dormant, friendless, and lonely. They stand at the vanguard of an epidemic of declining marriage, sexuality, and relationships that afflicts all of young America. Among the causes, among the factors, a reliance on social media and online porn. But also, more young women are hooking up with each other or dating and marrying slightly older men, and heterosexual women are getting more choosy. Other troubling statistics about men come from a 2021 study from the Survey Center for American Life. They found the share of men who have 6 or more close friends, which in 1990 was 55%, by 2021 had shrunk by half. Meanwhile, those with literally 0 close friends, which stood at 3% in 1990, has zoomed to 15%. An expert quoted by The Hill said,
Yeah. So they have no friends, no you know, I mean, no, have been isolated from the boomer generation because Esau has messed up the family relations, right? So a lot of men feel as if they're outspoken, all right, and it's going to cause much chaos, all right. Let's get Deuteronomy 28 and 49. I'm gonna pull it up on the screen. Hey, Shalom, Aparium. On the comment board it says, let's see. Imagine how many women who have received a jump shot and can't have children. Now they hold the box back due to knowing they are damaged goods. Yeah, facts, bro. No, they are tied into this system. You know,
I can
it's gonna
read
be
it for
their
you, brother.
downfall. Yep. Go ahead.
Con, this is Deuteronomy 28 and verse 49. It reads, Yahweh Bashiach Shai shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
Right, and this chapter is going into the curses that the Lord put on us for not obeying his commandments. Speaking of the us, right, being the Israelites, all right, which we didn't obey, and that's why we were conquered, right? And this is a prophecy of, what we have now, America, man. You know, their symbol being the eagle, you know, and we, we didn't understand. All right, now go ahead.
Con, got you. This is verse 50. A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor shew favor to the young.
Right, you see, and this man, this current ruler, man, has not showed regard to the person of the old or favor of the young, right? The wealth has been taken, all right. The uh idea of having a family has been taken, all right. One of the most necessary things for a productive society has been taken away, right? You gotta work all day, and your children are at school all day. When you see them, they're asleep, or you gotta cook, you gotta feed them. You have no family time. 2 days of the week, you're off, maybe, right? That's if you have a family. How much more if you have no one, right? So, yeah, this is just telling of the time, and the what's going on as we continue further. It's just gonna make the point more and more clear. Just a little bit more on this segment right here, and we'll go ahead and move on.
this disc has zoomed to 15%. An expert quoted by The Hill said this disconnect can have catastrophic consequences for young men. Quote, in the worst case scenario, the young American man's social disconnect can have tragic consequences. Young men commit suicide at 4 times the rate of young women. Younger women are largely responsible for rising rates of mass shootings, a trend that some researchers link to their growing social isolation. Well, those words reminded me of a conversation that I had over a year ago right here on CNN with NYU professor Scott Galloway.
But the issue is when you have a group of men, the lower half of attractiveness of men in online dating, which has doubled, now it's about half of relationships, and the top 20% of men in terms of attractiveness get about 60% of the interest. You end up with a group of men that are more prone to conspiracy theory, more prone to misogynistic content, more prone to not believe in climate change. So this is the American story. If it's written with a pen whose ink is failing young men, does not end well. This is an existential crisis, failing young men.
You see? These are what this is what the I'm gonna run that back. Pay attention, man.
But the issue is when you have a group of men, the lower half of attractiveness of men in online dating, which has doubled, now it's about half of relationships, and the top 20% of men in terms of attractiveness get about 60% of the interest. You end up with a group of men that are more prone to conspiracy theory, more prone to misogynistic content, more prone to not believe in climate change. So this is the American story. If it's written with a pen whose ink is failing young men, does not end well. This is an existential crisis, failing young men.
Young men are finding out that the U.S. America is failed them. All right, they've lied to them, telling them go get a job, go to college, get in all this debt, buy a house, buy a truck, buy a car. Right, settle down with someone who doesn't appreciate you, or if you get lucky enough, right, where the government can come snatch all that up, hold you and your kids hostage, right, financially until you're broken. All right, if you lucky enough to get a woman. But majority of men, they're not even getting affection, right? they're taken out of the market, man. Right. And I want to get this real quick. All right, just to show. Now, this is a basic needs chart. Okay, it's Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Okay, um, now it says you got the bottom or the base layer, right? And it says um, psychological, air, food, water, shelter, and sleep. All right, pretty much the basic things you need to survive, right? Above that, health, employment, stability, right? People need to feel as if they have a position in the world where they make an impact and they're a part of a system. You know, they need to be in good health, right? Food and stable, right? Pretty much do the same thing of a slight variation, pretty much every day, right? Love is next, right? Family, connectedness, intimacy. Those are things that's important. You see, that's a major part of the hierarchy of a society. All right. And as we see this section here start to fail, what's next? Right? We're already seeing this fail. Right? Health. We just had a health crisis. Employment. Employment is shaky right now. Stability. Well, let's just keep staying. Keep stay tuned, man. Right? What's gonna be next? You see? As this world gets colder, right? Change is gonna be made, and the main front that's gonna make that change is just the common man. Of all these different nations that are fed up with the American society, that are fed up with this lie that they've been told. All right, this fairy tale of how life is supposed to be. Right. So yeah.
Baba Gashak, could I read something for you real quick?
Yep.
And man, that's a heavy point. Could I grab this is on Wikipedia. I'm just gonna read this. Matter of fact, can I share my screen just real quick?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna share it just real briefly, and I'm gonna get it right back to you, bro. This is Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and I'm gonna read through this real quick, and I highlighted the important part. It says Maslow's hierarchy of needs is an idea in psychology proposed by American psychologist Abraham Maslow in 1943 paper, A Theory of Human Motivation. Maslow subsequently extended the idea to include his observations of humans' innate curiosity. His theories parallel many other theories of human developmental psychology, some of which focus on describing the stages of growth in humans. Right? And this is the point right here. It says the theory is a classification system intended to reflect the universal needs of society as its base, then proceeding to more acquired emotions. Now, the reason I wanted to read that is because, like the brother's going into, this is all prophecy. Because Yahweh Shem Shai, he's getting ready to wreck all of this. You know what I mean? And let me, Baba Gishak, I get a precept just real quick, bro.
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
Salakia. This is Proverbs 15 and 11, and it reads. It says, "Hell and destruction are before Yahweh Shem Shai. How much more then the hearts of the children of men?" Right, going into your mind, going into really psychology. Right, the chaos, the perils and the plagues and the destruction that Yahweh Shem Shai has prepared for the planet Earth is going to psychologically destroy the people, like everybody, like anybody outside the circle. And when I say that, I mean anybody outside this truth, you know, because, you know, we have the wisdom and the knowledge that should be the stability of our times. Anybody outside of that is getting ready to be absolutely destroyed physically, mentally, emotionally. That's a part of the judgment. And that's, you know, that's a piece that people often really don't think about. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I wanted to highlight the point that you made, because that hierarchy of needs chart is basically breaking down like what keeps people sane. You see what I'm saying? And, you know, the Yahweh Shem Shai is getting ready to completely destroy that, which is going to lead to what? It's going to lead to Daniel 12, right? The worst time in human history. You got it, bro.
Yep. Yep. And actually it's funny you said that, because it makes me think of a situation of a movie, which you know, Esau likes to tell his plans throughout the movies, right? The cinema, you see. Um, and it makes me think of the Joker, you know, with Hakeem Phoenix, I think is his name. But that was pretty much insight. If you you know, would suggest y'all go watch it again after watching the fullness of this video, if you happen to make it this far, you know, because we're gonna get to, it's all gonna lead up to a point, you know, of what this is going to. But when you speak of the this community, this underground community movement that we're going to present, it's pretty much a showing of that mindset. All right, how he was just a joke, right, until it wasn't no more, until it was real serious action at the end of that movie, real serious riots. And you saw his character develop through the uh, loss of his mind, you know, and then he started to accept his villain arc, as you could say. But um, we get this. This is Sirach 36 and
Salaki, Salaki, bro. I just want to say, based on what you just said, art imitates life.
yep.
Art imitates life. Literally, what you just said. That movie is a vivid illustration of the reality of a lot of heterosexual males, and not even just heterosexual males, just males in general in America. But you got it, bro. I just want to say that.
No, facts. Facts. This Sirach 36 and 25, it says, where no hedge is, the there the possession is spoiled, and he that hath no wife will wander up and down mourning. All right, and and the man that has, that's the point pretty much in the second half of that verse, is the man that hath no wife wander up and down mourning. Okay, and because it's important for a man to be with the woman, to have his own woman, to be able to experience that. That's an important thing, right? Like as we just looked at the hierarchy of needs, right? That's the middle. That's the middle point of before you start to get to the higher parts of the pyramid. You know, I'm gonna just reference it again to show you, right? This the higher the before you start getting to this portion of it, right? The achievements, respect, individuality, right? You got to cross this, right? Family, connectedness, and intimacy, right? And there's only a certain level that your parents and your sister, you know what I'm saying, can bridge, like the scriptures say, a man shall leave his wife and I mean his mother and cleave unto his wife, roughly paraphrasing, you know. But yeah, continuing on. It's yeah, let's get Micah 2 and 1. We can start there. I'll pull it up. The brother could read.
I got it. This is Micah chapter 2 and verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds.
Yep, yeah, that woe being destruction. All right, go ahead.
When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand.
Right. Now this scripture and Micah preached to the southern kingdom, and it was applied to them then. All right, because the power is in their hand. All right, they had the power in that in that moment of time. But as you read the scriptures, you understand that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. You can apply this unto the Edomites. All right, Esau. All right, and yeah. Keep on going, bro.
Got you. This is verse 2. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage.
Yep. And that's what these rulers have been doing. They oppress a man in their house, oppress even a man in a heritage. Right. And if we get that word heritage, right, because that's a that's an important thing. All right, the heritage, you know, because Esau has done it. You got one level where Esau, conquers a nation, and then he paint the images and the artwork is all in pale white faces. He pretty much demolishes the or erases the truth and writes his. He got to put the edit in there and changes it to history that he wants. Right? Yeah, you have that side of it as well, but you also have him currently ruling and him taking a portion of your heritage. All right. Now this word nahala, all right, it says possession, all right, property, inheritance, right? Your possession. He takes your possession, right? Esau is he has a stronghold on the woman's mind. You see? Because it's the scriptures say, he who getteth a wife getteth a possession, right? It's that's important, man. You know? Now I'm gonna get this real quick. All right. Now this is Sirach. Pull up the whole chapter. Damn. Now, cause just to show you, you know what I'm saying, like somebody would watch this and who's not uh you know hasn't experienced this kind of video, they will say, well, what the hell, y'all just got, y'all just standing on a soapbox, you know don't have no solutions, you know well, we got a solution, bruh. All right, the solution is the scriptures, man. All right, which we present unto you, you know through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Right now, if can y'all bro see my screen pretty well?
Con.
Okay, let me
I can read.
I'm gonna kind of zoom in.
I can read it though.
Okay, Baba Kushai, if you could start at verse 21,
And this is what chapter again, Sloppy?
36,
Sirach
Sirach
36 and
36.
21.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This is Sirach 36 and 21. It says, a woman has to take any man as a husband, but a man chooses his wife carefully.
Yeah, you see, that's how it was in the ancient world. You saw you a bride, right? You start, ooh, I like her. You know, you be like, how can I? Hey, I'm trying to get on that. You choose her, right? And a woman has to just accept it, right? And eventually, through time, that woman, she grows to love and understand you. You see, and appreciate you, right? But it's the man's job to choose carefully. You see? Go ahead.
Can I just read something real quick to link up with that?
Mm-hmm.
This is a Sirach 3 and 2. I'll read verse 1 and verse 2. It says, hear me, your father, O children, and do thereafter, that ye may be safe. For the Lord hath given the father honor over the children, and hath confirmed the authority of the mother over the son. And I just wanted to link that up with what we're reading in Sirach 36, because, an important point that's being made is that the current dynamic and how women, choose their partners and their husbands, that is totally off. It's totally wicked, and it doesn't work. Ultimately, it was set up for the father to have jurisdiction and say so over, the affairs of his daughter, and who his daughter ultimately, deals with. But I just wanted to get that real quick, bro. You got it.
No, that's facts. Because the woman, as you come to realize through this experience, she has to be moderated. You see, she has to be um, controlled from her own self, or they'll self-destruct. You know, guidance is a thing. A certain level of rulership has to be had. Because they can be swayed easily, as the scriptures say. They're the weaker vessel, right?
Let me
So,
add a real quick point.
mhm.
Rashad, yeah, that's also why his precepts say, like, if thou have a daughter, keep her in straightly, because you know what I'm saying, they're women don't have this, they're not disciplined in order to be able to, make a decision to choose a man or be able to have like control over themselves. They have to be governed by somebody. And Esau basically took away the man's control over the woman to lead her. So basically, we like what you said earlier was perfect, because you said like the scriptures is our answer. Well, Yahweh Shai is gonna establish the scriptures, in the whole world. He's gonna make that be the way this thing is governed versus the way it is now. He's gonna bring the real new world order. But yeah, that's all I wanted.
Yep. Yeah. No, he gonna bring that real solution. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is coming to implement these things onto the earth. All right, because we are learning wickedness now, and we see what it ends up being, right? Because the woman has not been told, no, you can't do that, right? And made an example of, right? Now you got single mothers, all right? Women, uh, you know, on OnlyFans, man, trying to
Mhm.
eat. You see, um, disease, all kind of madness, man. Was you gonna say something, Rock?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, and on top of that, it links up the way that the Lord set it up. the woman also, she fulfills that hierarchy of needs, like you just brought out. She receives like meaning. She gets actual purpose and meaning in her life, rather than just chasing the wind and chasing vanity and dreams. Her father gives her, a role to fulfill. You feel what I'm saying? So all those needs that you just brought up, like in the hierarchy, all those are fulfilled in the way that the Lord set it up.
Yep.
That's
Yeah,
it.
she's able to garner her true um her true skills, right? Her true gifts through being an important in an important position of the family, right? Tending to the household, teaching the children up to a certain age, you know, giving them things, giving them that bridge as well, so that they can be productive human beings, right? When I mean that bridge of natural affection, comfort, you know, what we just read in the I keep referencing the chart. I'm gonna just bring it up again, so we're not so my ideas aren't getting misconstrued, right? The family, right? She brings that family together, right? The intimacy, the connectedness, right? For the children, right? That's important for them to develop esteem, achievements, respect for themselves, as well as be self, actualized, right? Productive human beings, right? It's important. It's an important deal. You see, yeah, yep, that's right, bro. Yep, manners and customs of Bible. Um, lot I think is well known in the East. The parents of a young man select a bride for him. Yep, this custom goes back to early Old Testament times where Esau married. Yep, kind of stopped it right there. I guess it was copy and paste kind of long, but yeah, man, the customs go back to the parents select the bride. See, so and that's from early times, man, and it worked. The scriptures say, "Seek ye the old paths." All right. Now, just for time's sake, we're gonna move along because we got a lot more to get to. Jeremiah 51, right? 51 and 7. All right. The classic. You see, because at the end of the day, man, this is high level information, right? And if you ain't willing to accept the solution, well, I'm sorry to break it to you, but you will, and it's gonna be through stripes of plagues. All right, you're gonna have to learn the hard way. All right, so if this message comes off as, insincere or outdated to you, click off the video, leave a comment, click off the video, and go to sleep. You know, and go to you got to get up early tomorrow. It's gonna be a long day of hating. So we'll go ahead and read this. Say Babylon, Jeremiah 51 and 7 says Babylon had been
I
the
got you.
golden cup. Oh,
I
Con,
got you,
Con.
bro. Jeremiah 51:7. It says, Babylon has been a golden cup in Yahweh Shem Yahushai's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. You read verse 8? Read verse 8.
No, Salaki. I was on mute. Yeah, see, the Babylon has been the golden cup in the Lord's hand, right? And the nations are mad because they have drunk of the wine, the philosophies of this place, right? Instead of keeping the old paths, right? The woman has been, her ideas have spread through the media throughout the world, all right? Specifically, the Western woman's mindset, all right, which has been adverse to productiveness. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 8, it says, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her? Take balm for her pain. If so, if so be she may be healed.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Verse 9, it says, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed.
Right?
Forsake
Yeah.
her.
Babylon ain't gonna be healed, man. All right, this place, right? When we get that word Babylon, it means confusion. All right, confusion with mixture, right? This place is confused. All right, it's not gonna be healed. This is gonna lead to more confusion. All right, you got it, bro.
And if I can add, the only cure to confusion is truth. And the truth is being brought out. And what are the people doing? They're rejecting it. That's why this place can't be healed.
That's right.
But this is verse 9. It says, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go, everyone, into his own country, for her judgment reaches unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies.
Yep, So that's gonna be the end of this problem on the earth, right? America spreading their philosophy of death and feminism. It's going to end up with a final judgment, which is going to show itself forth in the missiles. Right before that takes place, there's going to be uprisings of people. All right, Egyptian versus against Egyptian. Right, the hearts of many are waxing cold, and we can see it. Okay, so now, all right, I said all that to say this and to bring it home. Right, we're going to kind of get into the second portion of this lesson. Okay, and I want to touch on this point real quick to emphasize what we just talked about, right? That being, getting into, um, the hierarchy and needs, and afterward, how this place ain't gonna be healed, and what specifically is causing this place to be bruised, um, which is, feminism, right? And this has played a major contribution on uh feminism, all right, and the freedom, I guess, the freedom of women's sexuality, right? Hold on, let me see. Okay, all right, yeah, and the freedom of sexuality. This has been a major, played a major role in that. Is birth control, all right. I think somebody said, it was a scientist that said, birth control was more catastrophic than an atomic bomb. The creation of birth control is more catastrophic than an atomic bomb. Why? Because women typically they didn't go out and do commit adultery or leave their man based off of the security tube, because they didn't have protection against it, right? One form of birth control is a condom, but a more sure one is actually taking a pill. You see, so you leave a sign of where you don't have rappers and whatnot, and you know, and it's more pleasurable, you could say, right? But it has its effects as well. All right. See, I'm gonna reload this page. It's kind of bugging out. Let's see. Esau hurting, boy. Okay, it says women on the pill choose less manly men. All right, and this is a
Salakia.
news.
Can I get a
Mhm.
precept? Salakia.
Yep.
My bad. The
You
timing
got
was
it.
untimely, but I had to get it. This is a second Ezra's 9 and 20. It says, so I considered the world, and behold, there was peril because of the devices that were come into it. And that's literally what you just said. You know, birth control. When you consider birth control from a carnal point of view, it's great, right? There are many benefits carnally speaking, right? Like the brother just broke down. But spiritually speaking, right, looking at, the creation from a rulership perspective, from a cause and effect perspective, it's very destructive what birth control has done. Like the brother just said, it's allowed women to gad abroad on a higher level, but you got it, bro.
Yeah, it's completely broken down the accountability, of a woman, because how she would be held accountable is like, damn, I hit this man up, and now I'm attached to him, through a child. I sacrificed the youth of my body, right? I sacrificed, because the scriptures say how, a trespass against a woman's husband is a shame to her father and her husband. Pretty much she commits adultery, right? Well, she could commit the crime and not have, what I'm saying, she don't have the body. Uh, it's put in a closet, quote unquote, right? It's hidden, right? That's what birth control has done. But it comes with an effect, all right, which I believe was planned as well. All right. If you were to ask me, and this isn't statistical, or I've read this somewhere, but it's honestly to in my opinion, to make the Israelite man less attractive to the women of other nations. Because the Israelite man is the most masculine man on the planet. Naturally, doesn't it's not a pseudo masculinity as a lot of these guys try to push. It's a true base level of masculinity. It runs in our I mean, shit, look at our track record, man. Look at our heritage, you know. All right. So yeah, this is written March 27th of 2023. It says women using the birth control pill prefer men with less masculine faces compared to non-users, new research suggests. Millions of women use hormonal forms of contraception, and some studies indicate the pill could affect partner preferences. A new study shows women were attracted to less masculine male faces after going on the pill, while their ratings of attractiveness of female faces were unaffected. And in couples who first met when the woman was on the pill, men were less likely to have manly faces than those who met when the woman was off the pill. If supported, the findings could have important implications for how relationships are formed. And that's another um I mean, Esau is fucked up, man. The system is fucked up because it's saying that since of this, women, they get married or they have a man and on a pill, they're taking a serious relationship, and then they get off of it because they're, married for 2 years and they want to get off the pill and they want to have a child, but then they're not attracted to their man no more, right? He's been shaving his beard for, well, first off, the man gotta shave, for certain jobs, right? Corporate world, they make you have a certain look, you know. But that's off, man. That's off. That's off as hell. Ain't a woman supposed to be off on no damn pill, man. The scriptures say be fruitful and multiply, right? Um, I mean that's pretty much it. I don't want to we on time, you know what I'm saying? So, but that's just I wanted to bring that out to bring it back to how feminism and how that is a major part of, you know or effect invention of how feminism has been created and used to forward wickedness, man, right? To forward like the control of women having the control, you know and affect their dating preferences, right? Now, um we can get Isaiah 3 and 12 just to get a precept, right?
God, I got you. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 3, and verse 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy paths.
Yep. Yeah. See, the following after feminism has destroyed the people. All right, has destroyed our people specifically, but you can liken this unto everybody, man. The women have had to choose. All right, and of course, what does the woman choose? Chaos, man. All right. So now getting into the main part of the video. All right. I'll just give a brief, of what we just went over. Okay. Went over how CNN, watched the CNN video of how, pretty much the effects of society, how men have been taken away from the modern woman, right? Specifically young men, and how it's led to a lot of suicide, a lot of um, loneliness, friendless environment. All right, a cold world for the man from the age of 18 to 30, right? And we pretty much went on how the wine of this place, right? The doctrine of America has pushed this, um, strategically to use it as a weapon through feminism to destroy the family unit and trickle down unto the single man, right? So, and this is going to be the effect and how feminism is slowly fanning out, which is leading to the LGBTQ movement. But as a result of feminism, what we have is the response of men, all right, specifically the age range that we spoke about prior, from 18 to 30. You have a response and a forming of them that's standing up and being heard now. So this is
Yep.
what I'm referring to. Hmm.
If I can just say, that's problem, reaction, solution. That's the Hegelian dialectic.
Hmm.
You know, cause a problem, wait for the reaction, then bring forth a solution. So, like you just said, the powers that be, they know that feminism is a problem. They know that all these things that they've been pushing on the masses of people were eventually going to cause issues. So now we see the effect, right? Which is, resurgence of, male, movements, right? Red pill, black pill, like we're going into, but there's going to be a solution for, this reaction. You got it, bro.
That's right. Couldn't have said it better, bro. That's facts. This is a response to that. All right. Now, this is the definition of black pill, just for a baseline of understanding when we talk about these terms. Okay, it says black pill is basically the um, ultimative and hardest to swallow red pill. It is about realizing nothing matters and there is nothing you can do that will change anything. It deprives you of all positive thought and makes you want to get some sort of meaning out of this limited time we have. All right, and how is this meaning going to be, um, you know, made? I don't know. We'll see. All right, it's basically extreme nihilism, right? Brother from our camp, Micah Allah, brings this out a lot. Nihilism, nothing matters. Having this this mindset of this is all just we're just here floating in space, living on a rock, right? That lack of, and what does this sound like? This sounds like a somebody that's not receiving that bridge of compassion, affection, and love. Somebody that's been taken out of there, right? Now it says that's why it's not called the red pill, since beyond that. Okay, gives an example of use, but I really want this definition. Okay, now it says dating slash relationship definition of black pill. Right, it says the black pill ideology claims that physical attractiveness is the primary determining factor in dating and relationship success. Unlike the blue pill and red pill ideologies, black pill maintains that the effects that physical appearance has on one's performance and results in the dating world cannot be remedied by improving personality, clothing, hairstyle, or hygiene. Um, yeah, so he said a lot, but I'm just going to give my 2 cents on this. This is pretty much the black pill. If I had to put it in a you know in one sentence, I would say it's the extremist form of the red pill movement. How I would describe it as. In a way, some forms are um less violent, I guess, but the highest form of the black pill, we'll see, we'll get an example on that in a minute. Okay. And that's just my 2 cents on things so you can understand. It says any non physical characteristics such as personality will simply be shadowed by one's physical appearance, which include facial proportionality, height, body fat percentage, and frame. Right. And that's in reference to um Romans 8 and 6. All right. Which we can get. Now it says, or oh man, we can start at 5.
I gotta read it
Kind
for you. Yeah. Romans 8 and 5, it says, "For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh, but they that are after the spirit, the things of the spirit."
right. And as you see,
For
this world is little by little, the spirit is fading out of this world. All right, as the scriptures say, so the Lord find faith on earth. When He arrives, it's gonna be very little. Right. Most people are living and tending to the flesh. All right. So you seeing the answer is, and the effect is going to be to the flesh. You see, because the um spiritual IQ has been taken out of the relationship, um, bubble. The spiritual resonance, right, has been taken out of the dating market, right? Because that's a key element to a relationship is a spirit, you know. But you got it, bro.
it says, verse 6, it says, "For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace."
Yep. Yeah, to be carnally minded is death, and that's what we seeing, man. The carnal ideas and right choosings is leading to death, man. It's leading to death. All right. When decisions should be being made in the spirit, especially on a the stage, man, on a wide scale, such as the ideal relationship. You see, it says the theory, continuing on in the definition of the black pill, we're just going to read through it. It says the theory also holds that women generally want to date up or hypergamy, right? And that's the bridge between you and the red pill. You see, this is all tying together and it's slightly shadowed of the red pill, which is we went into that category, right? It says intend to look for men who are higher than them in status and attractiveness, which leaves average men with even less options. Common misconceptions of the black pill are that it's nihilistic, that it's a nihilistic viewpoint that is solely expounded by blank. Okay. And if you aren't, you're just listening to this video, I will give you a few seconds to look at this word on screen because we can't reference this word and it's maybe not something you're familiar with. All right. Now, this word right here, it means an non-voluntary celibate person. All right, non-voluntary or in. Right, I gotta kind of I don't know how the algorithm hidden. How advanced it is, but it's a in, right, volunteer of someone who is celibate. Right, so don't want to be but is. You see, pretty much taken out of the market. Um, right, and that's somebody on the lower end of the like looked at as, right,
Yeah.
physically, right.
A dude that don't get no box.
Yeah, Right. Yeah. Plainly said, but the water for that. That might have, yeah. Somebody that can't no, but somebody that can't. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't the fact that you don't. It's the fact that you can't, bro. Like, you know what I mean? So like they need like, like you had the movie The 40-Year-Old Virgin. That's what this is. You know what I'm saying? Um, all right, it says in reality, Black Pill is entirely descriptive and makes no prescriptions as to what someone ought to feel about this realization. That is up to the individual. Secondly, one um, is not necessarily be an incel to be Black Pill, and I think that's why this is not talked about. Right, knowing about the Black Pill, if you know about this, it seemed as if you're in this category. Um, and I think that's why maybe I could be mistaken if y'all brothers maybe got some other points on that. I think that may be why, but you know, I don't give a fuck what you think. Think what you want to think, but um, it's a way that this society is falling. You know. Um, now we'll move on to um this topic. All right, this video is just an example of a video that you know um hold on. It needs to be talked about. All right. I feel as if this is a major element. Um, you know. Now this is just a example of some of the beliefs. I think this guy he has a pretty balanced point of view in my opinion. I will say that it's not as far radical, right? It's really just a lot of statistics. That's one thing that if you do, I would recommend you brothers, that are watching, do some research on this, like these words, right? Like the quote, like the Black Pill, the involuntary, that word. Look it up and look at some of the, maybe if you can get access to um, some of the people that speak on these things, um listen to it and you'll see like the level of it, because they go into a lot of science, a lot of like studies, and but it's it's tiers to it. Some people's is radical, but I must say majority. But let me get some points at a specific time. Okay, like this point, right? You could say, and I don't, like I said, I don't agree with everything, but I think this guy gives a pretty balanced opinion, right? It's just facts. Okay.
Moving on to number 3. Women, irrespective of their own ethnicity, favour white men when it comes to dating. So in this survey, women were asked which ethnicity they find the most attractive.
Oh, and I'm gonna say, actually, we'll start from the beginning just so you can give it intro, I guess. But this is a titled "Top 10 Data Supporting the Black Pill: Undeniable Facts." Okay, this is just some of the data that they'll quote a lot, like the main data, I guess you could say, of why relationships are broken down.
Hello and welcome back to Wheat Waffles. I'll start off by saying this may go on to be one of the most important, if not the most important video I ever make, as I'm going to be giving my rundown of my top 10 data and statistics supporting the Black Pill.
Right, data and statistics supporting the Black Pill. So you can obviously see he's in favor of it, but I'm just going to get a couple points on what they talk about, why they say what they say, and examples. So
moving on to number 3. Women, irrespective of their own ethnicity, favour white men when it comes to dating. So in this survey, women were asked which ethnicity they find the most attractive. I'll start by showing you this. This is what the data would look like if your ethnicity had nothing to do with your dating life. If people were colourblind, as it's now commonly said. there'd be a completely even playing field, each sitting at 20%. Well, with this graph, this is how white women responded. As you can see, the data is now heavily skewed. They in fact favour their own ethnicity by 86%, with others being preferred for roughly 5%. But I can understand this. I can see why it makes sense that one ethnicity will prefer to date their own. So based off this, you might expect other ethnicities to look something like this. So if you ask black women, they might respond this way, again favouring their own. Same goes for all other ethnicities. You'd expect the same pattern. But in reality, this is what the actual data looks like. Now this might seem a little confusing at first, but we have the female's ethnicity on the left and their preference rate on the bottom, and the bars are colour coded. So if we go back to what white women rated earlier, you'll see on the graph that the orange bar for white men sits at 86%. And now what the shocking thing is, what stands out right away, is there is a hell of a lot of orange on this chart, meaning most ethnicities when it comes to preferences in dating prefer to date white men. In fact, what's most shocking, in every case except for black women, they had a preference of over 50%, meaning they preferred this ethnicity over all others combined. So there's that statistic. Moving.
Okay, so yeah, you see, just example, the white man, the white man is preferred. You know what I'm saying? He's the power. He's the power, the image of power. In society. So he gets his pick of the women. All right. Um,
Yeah, I was just about to quote that. That's spirit. That's the spirit.
Yep. You know it. I mean, we bring it out. So this is Job 9:24. It says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. All right. And the earth is in the hands of the wicked. He has everything in the earth, right? Including the women, right? The women, right? We just read they use the word hypergamy, right? Well, the man, the so-called white man is the image of power, right? He's the image of a conqueror. All right. The face of engineering and ingenuity. You see, so that's why he has the majority of the other nations, right, including the the Caucasian woman or the white woman as well, but also of the other nations, right? Um,
Moving on to number 4, a staggering 95%.
Slovakia.
So there's that statistic. Moving on to number 4, a staggering 95% of Tinder likes go to just the top 50% of men. This shows two things. Number 1, hypergamy. It shows the vast majority of women, even those of lesser attractiveness, only have eyes for the top 50%. And secondly, it also shows the significant amount of looks discrimination that men face when it comes to dating. So if you're in that bottom 50% of men, which for a man selected at random will be a coin flip, then you're competing for that last 5%. This shows how severely the odds can be stacked against you, almost entirely based on your looks. If you've watched a lot of my content, you will know this is one of my favourite statistics to use. It's a great one to have at hand and can be used in many points of discussion.
Okay, and I wanted to get this point too, because this leads to a culture of coveting. You see, we read Micah 2 and 2 and 2, right? And how they covet fields, right? They pretty much take what's not theirs, right? Land, right? And it's funny that it says fields, right? Because the woman is likened unto a field, right, where the seed of a man is planted in her. But you have a lot of men, right? This bottom 50%, even this upper portion, right? Coveting after other men's women, all right? Because it's all directed toward the upper half, right? The isolation of these men is leading to an imbalance, right? At the end of the day, if a man, if this man had a woman, he'd be like, that ass is fat, but at least I got my woman. You know what I'm saying? But this man is not eating. All right, he's not feeling anything off of, like, that he's not, his requirements are not being met. All right. And what will a person do when their needs are not met? Damn near anything. So we can continue on. Let's see. This is the last point. Or matter of fact, I'll just skip this. I mean, we pretty in deep. I'm gonna just bring this up to the final article, okay, and the example of how this is gonna be used uh, to pretty much make the ones who follow these certain ideologies, such as the red pill, black pill movement, um, alpha male archetype, even the truth, right, in different forms of it, or if not forms of the truth, but you know, act, these fakers, man, thinking that they got it, but they don't. Pretty much these other doctrines, man, how that's going to be used to categorize people, and make them extremists, right? So it says this is a right wing death squad. What to know about the Allen shooter, neo-Nazi views. All right. So this is the we here in Texas, all right. It is the Allen Mall shooting. All right, happened a couple weeks ago. All right. Let's see, May 9th, May 8th. It says the man who killed 8 people at a Dallas area mall wrote extremist insignia, posted racist and misogynistic screeds, and praised Nazis online. Here's what you need to know about the shooter and his ties to ongoing right-wing mass violence. On Tuesday, the Texas Department of Public Safety confirmed that um, Mauricio Garcia, who was killed by police during Saturday's attack at Allen Premium Outlets, had neo-Nazi tattoos and beliefs. Garcia also wore a patch during the killing spree that said RWDS, an acronym for Right Wing Death Squad. While police have yet to announce a motive for the attack, journalists have uncovered a trove of social media posts in which the gunman fantasized about violence and glorified the Third Reich. So, a lot of times why the police don't announce the motives is not only are they letting the media catch buzz and kind of catch up and let it run through all the outlets so that it's seen and notified, and right when you almost forget about it, they got another update so it stays in circulation, right? That's one of the reasons why. But also to not give the certain groups the um representation that they deem may cause more violence, right? Allegedly. See, so um, now it says the Tuesday announcement contradicts days of claim by prominent conservatives, blah, blah, blah. Uh, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Okay, here we go. This right wing death squad patch strongly suggests ties to far right extremist elements in America. And Andy Campbell, a Huffington Post editor and author of the recent book, We Are Proud Boys, which traces the violent group's origins and white supremacist goals. Today, the RWDS patch is prevalent at events that feature neo Nazi, Proud Boys, and other far right extremist groups, and you don't often see it anywhere else. Often sorted to RWDS, Right Wing Death Squad, has for years been a popular slogan among neo Nazis and other extremist groups. The Southern Poverty Law Center traces its spread to the right stuff, a right nationalist hate group and it has frequently uh, been donned by members of extremist groups, including leaders of the Proud Boys. Um, in 2021, members of a right-wing Death Squad Facebook group who were arrested after plotting to um, quote McVeigh, end quote, the Democratic National Committee, a reference to Oklahoma City bomber Timothy McVeigh, who killed 168 people in 1995. The slogan has a direct connection to political violence. Okay, I'm gonna skip some more because it's a point that I want to get into. You know, okay. Now it says the Proud Boys, who Campbell said, quote, fight under an explicit banner of white supremacy, end quote, and demand members agree that white men created Western culture, have sold um, Pinot sheet merchandise, and some of the group's leaders have been photographed wearing RWDS patches and pro Pinot crit garb. All right. Pinot crit is celebrated by modern extremist groups for the extrajudicial murders of political opponents he oversaw. Hey, just bear with me, y'all. You know what I'm saying? We just gonna read it, and the point is gonna be made, but just be patient, man. It says, in particular, his reign's habit of tossing leftists out of helicopters, Campbell added. Right, here's the point, pretty much. The shooting in Allen was the latest in a wave of mass killings committed by right-wing extremists. A February report of the Anti-Defamation League Center on Extremists found that in the past 10 years, white supremacists have been responsible for 73% of all extremist murders in the country. Last year, 93% of those killed by extremists were shot, and 60% died in mass shootings. Texas is home to at least 52 hate groups, many of them active in the Allen area, according to the Southern Poverty Law Center. And white supremacist propaganda incidents in Texas increased 61% last year, fueled by what experts say is an increasing normalization of political polarization, hate speech, and violence. All right, so yeah, you see, they're saying this is fueling hate speech and violence is fueling, and political polarization is fueling these shootings, right? Hate speech, right? And guns. um, yeah, it says the data is clear year after year. Right wing extremists present an urgent and contentious violent threat in the United States. All right. Skip down. Many of those groups and attackers have been um, animated by conspiracy theories that claim there is an intentional, often Jewish-driven effort to dilute white blood through immigration, LGBT, LMNOP rights, and interracial marriage. Other attacks were fueled by rhetoric that depicts immigrants as invaders, a common trope among Republican Party leaders such as Government Greg Abbott, who has continued to use such language despite routine warnings of its danger. All right, and you see the correlation between the people and the it seems as if you were to read this article, you would think the politicians or people in the government is so divided that they would be considered um extremists as well. People in the government. All right. So you're gonna see like we've been seeing with the red pill, how and I like the guy, Andrew Tate, right? I think that he believes, what he's saying. He thinks, he's very passionate, right? Very charismatic. It's almost like he's media trained. Maybe is, but he his defamation of an image, right, and him being brought to the mainstream, right, to represent the red pill. Could we see another character arise that's gonna maybe represent the black pill? We'll see. But do you see meant to bring that to a point of, you see these leaders in a way of in the government, right, being represented as extremists, right, which is that's going to keep going. Um, says the gunman who killed 23 people at an El Paso Walmart in August 2019 said he wanted to stop the Hispanic invasion of Texas. Let me scoot down. Okay. Yeah, this is other mass shootings, including Garcia, reportedly held beliefs that are common, so-called that word we just said. If you want to look at it again, maybe get a refresher on what I'm talking about. Not celibate. It says the term is shorthand for people who are involuntary celibate and who frequently blame their lack of romantic success on feminism. The ideology is replete with misogyny, racism, and anti Semitism, and online blank cell communities have for years been targeted for recruitment by white supremacists and other extremist movements. All right, so these men, um, let's pull this up. These men, all right, the 50%, are being taken and recruited by white supremacist group, and other um extremist movements, you see, right? They're being used to commit these violent acts and target individuals that they deem as, destructive to the society in the whole. You see how it's all, this man is, he's bunching all these groups in. Everything's intermingled, man. All right. It says blank cell ideology has significant overlap with the border men's rights movement, which claims that men are losing power in society because of feminism, i.e., red pill movement. Right? I'm gonna read that again. Blank cell ideology also has significant overlap with the border, quote, men's rights, quote, movement, which claims that men are losing power in society because of feminism, which is true, right? You can obviously see that this article is biased, right? But they aren't willing to admit um, certain things, right? Because feminism in their eyes has been the main reason why the society has evolved in such a productive way, right? It's included for everybody to be inclusive, this world where bitches can get on TV with armpit hair and drink a Bud Light, and supposed to just like it, I think that's sexy, right? But continuing on, it says such ideology was foundational to the spread of today's far right movements, particularly among disaffected young men in online gaming communities nearly a decade ago. Um, so yeah, and this guy, I bet, you know, um, I bet this guy, was involved in one of these things. We'll wait to see what what they say with the report, but until then, you know, we can only speculate. But it's all intermingled. That's the point. But yeah, we going on, hour 30. If brothers had precepts, I know I said a mouthful at the end. I read a lot.
I got a real quick one, real fast.
Kind.
Real quick. This is Proverbs 29. And I want to get verse 16. Because basically all these things being done via through this devil through Esau Edom. And what's happening is creating chaos. It's creating these situations we have here, where basically these men are being basically turned into, like, since they don't have that balance in, like, they're being turned into, like, that person off Call of Duty or something.
Yeah, animals. Yeah.
This is Proverbs 29 and verse 16, and it reads, "When the wicked are multiplied, transgression increaseth, but the righteous shall see their fall." So when Esau Edom, as the scriptures say, is in power, wickedness and transgression is going to increase. And what happens when a sin is supposed to be committed? There's supposed to be a judgment. There's also no judgment being brought. You see, because a judge is supposed to judge. Esau is not judging this place. So that essentially that also, makes people act the way they act. Like, a woman will be all presumptuous and stuff because what? She can't get judged for it. Ain't nothing gonna happen to her for, doing the stuff she does. And likewise, government means to, like, steer the minds of everybody, because govern means to steer, and then mint means to the minds. And Esau really steering everybody's minds, away from the right way, which is making everything be all jacked up. That's why you have men that have the mindset of the way they do, or you have women that are feminists and all these different things of that sort. Because guess what? They learned that from Esau. He's basically defiled everybody with ideology. Even these other nations who had a sense of righteousness, they're being poised. They've been all engulfed in Esau's wickedness, his ideologies, and that's basically making everything be chaotic and not be peaceful.
Yeah, man, that's right. The solutions and the effects of this man's rulership is leading to chaos. Leading to chaos, and we're gonna see that's why this place is gonna fall.
It said, and that also, when you read Revelation 13 in verse 10, it says, "Here is the patience and the faith of the saints." Basically seeing that judgment go out here, because this place is completely unrighteous, especially towards the man, as we were basically going into. Like, literally, the reason why that graph that we had was the way it was the graph you put was the way it is because of Esau's rulership. That's why.
Facts.
That's why. Like, because, like, you have all this social media and all this stuff, so really, in reality, a woman shouldn't even be exposed to all these different, people. Like, women are able to get flown out and get exposed to all these different men and stuff. Back in ancient times, it wasn't like that. A woman didn't have all these options she got now.
Man, yeah, that exposure is is such a high level. Like, they can't even, because it's like a child. You be seeing kids with these big ass iPads. You be like, man, that nigga ain't gonna be able to focus at all. And then, like, they just everywhere. They looking, everywhere. They can't really stay. A woman's supposed to be focused on her man. You know what I'm saying? He should be the main focus, and that's gonna build the relationship. You know. But and the Lord say that, the head of every man is Hamashiach, and the head of the woman is the man, right? Where your eyes at? In the head, you know. Should be looking at, you know, the man looking at the Lord. See, you see, looking at the man, you know. But you had some Morocco or kind. Hey, well, that's all I had. You know, um, hey, Lord Willis was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and infinite glory unto my heavenly Father, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Hakwadash. All right, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom.
Shalom.